Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for being here. My name is John Robinson, and I'm the Director of Public Safety here with the Alpharetta Department of Public Safety. I wanted just to provide for you a brief overview of an incident that took place yesterday at one of our parks here in Alpharetta. Yesterday at approximately 11:30, a female was walking on a cemented trail near the equestrian center at Wills Park here in Alpharetta, and she had her one-year-old child in a stroller with her while she was walking. A male that she describes as a 35 to 40-year-old African-American male wearing a gray mechanic-type shirt with patches, gray pants, and all black shoes approached her on the trail and forced her up against the wall of one of the buildings near the equestrian center, attempting to sexually assault the victim. Much to her credit, she fought off the suspect and also screamed loudly, getting the attention of some bystanders, and he eventually fled the scene on foot. Thankfully, during the incident, the child was also unharmed. Our investigators are currently working this case closely, and we have some strong leads that we are following up on right now, and I'm very confident that we are going to apprehend the suspect in this case. We have also scheduled a GBI sketch artist to come and meet with our victim, and hopefully we'll have an artist rendition that we'll be able to share with you and the public in the next couple of days if that is indeed necessary. I would also like to take just a minute to share with our citizens and those that visit here in Alpharetta our wonderful parks that our parks are indeed safe, and we encourage you to continue to enjoy them as usual. This is a rare and isolated incident for Alpharetta, and although we provide regular law enforcement day in and day out at our parks, we're going to increase our enforcement presence at our parks with our vehicles, with our bike patrols, and foot patrols. So please continue to enjoy our parks just like you normally do. Finally, let me also use this time as a reminder to our citizens, if you see anything at all suspicious, please call 911. Oftentimes, after an incident has taken place, we will talk to citizens and they'll say, well, I didn't call because I didn't want to bother you. Please bother us. We want you to bother us. That's our job, is to come out. And so we would rather you call and it end up not being a big deal than not calling and potentially having an incident that we have to deal with later on. So please, if you see anything or anybody suspicious at all, call 911 and let us come out and investigate. All right, I'll take any questions you have.
Chief, we had heard that the assailant was armed with pepper spray and was attempting to pepper spray the victim. Can you confirm that?
I can confirm that. The suspect did have pepper spray and did attempt to pepper spray the victim. Fortunately, it did not strike her in the face. It was just on the arm, so he was not successful, I think, in what he was trying to do.
We also heard that he was attempting to drag her into a barn.
I can't speak specifically on that. As I said, it was up in one of the barn areas there at the equestrian center, but he did attempt and did move her off the trail to a building there in that area.
And did she fight him off?
She did. She fought him off, and she elbowed and kicked and screamed just like she should have, and did a fantastic job. And because of that, and some folks that were close by, he was not successful in his ultimate goal and fled the scene.
How bold is a crime like this in the middle of the day with a woman with a child?
Very bold, no question. And again, as I said before, it's very rare, but it was very bold. You know, middle of the day, lunchtime, the park's very crowded at that time typically, and so yeah, it was very brazen on his part, but thankfully he was again not successful ultimately in what he was attempting to do to the victim.
So there was folks nearby. Did they help her fight this individual?
They did not help her fight. There wasn't anybody close enough, from my understanding, to help fight, but as soon as they heard, they began to run to her aid, and as they started to do that, that's when he fled the scene. So
they also see that individual?
We do have some witnesses that saw the individual as well.
Was she injured in any way?
She was treated on scene by medical personnel and released on scene, so that's all I'm going to say about that.
Were there any security cameras in the area?
We have some cameras, and we also have some call boxes there in the area, and of course, again, we're following up on every possible lead that may provide for us, but again, that's an ongoing part of the investigation right now.
Assuming she's pretty shaky, can you give us any indication of the victim's demeanor as she was talking with police?
Well, like I said, I give her full credit in her doing what she did to fight this guy off. Of course she was shaken, but she's been very cooperative, and again, I think she's going to be helpful to us in apprehending the suspect.
Anything similar happened in this area before or at the park?
Not here in Alpharetta. This is rare for us, and this is not something that is a normal occurrence. So no, we've not had anything like that in recent time. For sure.
Was her child in a stroller?
Child was in a stroller. Yes.
Did you have a vehicle description or anything, or do you think he was on foot? Did you say that?
He was on foot. He fled on foot, and we've got, again, some possible leads of where he may have ended up right now, but I can't share that because it's part of the investigation. But he fled on foot.
One last question for you. Victor, said sort of word to people who visit the area. Was this a visitor to the area or a local woman?
I'd rather not say, honestly. No.
So people witnessed the attack.
I don't know specifically if they actually witnessed the entire attack or part of it. All I know is that she screamed and that got people's attention and they started turning that way, and at that point that's when he fled. So I'm sure that I haven't seen the statements from all the witnesses, but I'm sure that there were probably some witnesses that saw something, but I can't tell you exactly what that was.
When do you think you'll have the composite sketch?
We've reached out to the GBI. We're waiting for their sketch artist to be able to come up. I'm hoping within the next day or so. Obviously, the sooner the better.
And you said you're going to increase your patrol in your parks. Were there any officers around the park at the time?
Not at that time. I mean, we have a lot of parks here in Alpharetta and a lot of trails, and we do regularly patrol those with vehicles as well as bike patrol and foot patrols. But there weren't any in particular at that time in that area. But we will obviously increase our patrols in the parks and the trails for the next several days.
Is that increased presence already in place?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Any other questions?
Can you
Your suspect, he takes this victim off the trail and leaves the child in the stroller on the trail?
Thankfully, again, the child was unharmed. And as soon as mom was able to break free, her first act was to go back and get her child.
Are you able to ascertain a time frame, how long the attack?
I don't have that information right now.
Can you give us more specific information about what trail she was on and where this happened?
It's a cemented trail at Wills Park. We have an
What
equestrian center and some barns over there, so it was in that general area of the cemented trail there where she was walking.
Near the barn.
Okay? Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming out. Appreciate your time. Have a great day.